All right, hey everybody, we're back with another news feed. Don't forget, I post a video, minimum one video, sometimes two, sometimes three, every single day for you. And if you want to find any of these articles, just type in the author, like this one is Gear Junkie. Any of these keywords takes you right to the article, real sweet and simple for you. Today, starting this one off right here, the best 2025 factory off-road vehicles are ready to take you on take you almost anywhere, road or not. This is what they are covering. This is what's coming out. The reason I'm putting this in here is they show some details on each of these that I really like. Stuff that's very hard to find in a lot of places. So here we go. They're going to dive into it, but let's just dive right into the article. Okay, for 2025, we got the Chevy Colorado ZR2 Bison and the GMC Twin, the AT4X AEV edition. Both amazing motors. We're not going to go over the simple specs we normally know or you find everywhere with the 2.7 and all that, but take a look at this right here. Okay, gives you approach angle, departure angle, ground clearance 12.2. We love that. Water fording on this one, not available, but some do show it, and I like that they do show it. That's pretty cool. Max towing capacity, 5,500 pounds. Payload, 1,050 for this vehicle. Again, this is not the ZR2 version or the AT4X version. This is a Bison and the AEV model, so keep that in mind. Ram 1500 RHO, which is a desert runner, definitely a pretty sweet truck. There is no doubt about it. This thing is nice. Look at water fording depth, 32 inches on a full-size truck. You don't see that very often. That's pretty impressive. Got your approach, departure, max tow for the RHO, 8380. Payload, 1520. We got the F-150 Raptor. You got both here. You got the Raptor and you got the Raptor R. Ground clearance on a Raptor, 12. Ground clearance on a Raptor R because of the 37 package, 13.1. 8,200 and 8,700 pounds respectively. But look at payload, okay? A payload on a full-size Raptor, 1,400 pounds, whether it's the Raptor or the Raptor R. Payload on the RHO, 1,500 pounds. That's pretty cool. Towing 8,380 pounds. When we look at this one, towing 8,287, so basically about the same. And then we go to here, though, we go back up to these guys right here, and you look at 1,050 pounds, and here you're looking at 1,400 pounds. I mean, it's only 350 pounds more payload capacity on a full-size Raptor or Raptor R compared to a Bison. That's pretty interesting. Like I said, some of these numbers are pretty neat. Again, water fording, they don't give on those ones. You got the Chevy Silverado HD, the ZR2, and the Twin, the AT4X AEV Sierra. Only part of this truck that really pisses me off really bad is that they don't give you the front locker. Okay, the ZR2 and the AEV, the Colorado version, here, these both give you the front locker on these. Okay, we're right here. These both give you the front locker. The full-size version, the 1500 series, gives you the front locker on both of them. But the HD truck, they do not give you the front lockers. I don't understand. Probably due to the weakness in the differentials. If they were to run a locker based on the weight of the truck, I'm assuming is the reason. There's no way for us to do that without major overhaul to be able to do that. You start locking these wheels together, and then you start bouncing them or playing with them, and with the weight of this vehicle, it might be too much. That's my assumption. I could be wrong, just my assumption. But it pisses me off that these two do not get a front locker, and they're still going to use the ZR2 name tag, or the AT4X. Both synonymous with front lockers. Here we don't get it. That's very interesting. But you got look at the massive payloads here. Okay, maximum towing. I mean, they're not playing around. Still 11.8 inches of ground clearance with 35s, matching basically. I mean, this HD truck's ground clearance is matching that of a regular Raptor on 35s. Okay, it's pretty impressive. These are some interesting numbers. I don't care about the Hummer EV. You can look at this if you want to. I don't care even remotely about this. But moving on from there, we got the Bronco Raptor. Okay. There's an interesting point to this. The Bronco Raptor, which comes with 37-inch tires, okay, so that's a beautiful thing. We get 13 inches of ground clearance because of the 37s. Water fording capability is 37 inches. 37 inches is huge. That is astronomical. If you look at this, that means that you can water ford up to the top of, or halfway up the doors, basically, is your water fording line on this vehicle. That is pretty dang impressive. So that's pretty good. Then you got the Jeep Wrangler right here, the 392 version, which comes on 35s, and you got a 34-inch. And again, so if you were to put this on 37s, you'd be at about a 35 inches of water fording capability. You can see the ground ground clearance numbers. You can see all this stuff right here. Very impressive. But that basically does it. But that's pretty impressive little list that they give us right there. Really nice. Moving on from there. The most value for your money for a Japanese SUV on sale today. They're calling it the Honda CR-V is what they're coming in at. So if you're looking at one of these and you're looking at a Japanese quality car and you are looking at the best of everything kind of thing for your money, they are calling it a top speed. Is saying that the Honda CR-V is the one to get. They give you some details based on the things. I'm not staying on this long. Here's some of the benefits right here. We'll do for you. Shows you some of the cargo space. You can read this article. Here's some of your dimensions, but they are saying, and it's got plenty of tech, and it's got an amazing, it's about as safe as it can get, scoring 5 stars in a test by NHTSA. So this is the one that they are saying is it right here for you. So if you're looking for one, here's the specs on it. You know, a good commuter car, a good family car, whatever you want it to be. There it is for you. Moving on from there, this one right here, we're going to only be on here for a quick second, but I thought it was interesting. The 2024 Silverado 1500 has a lower payload rating than this little truck from 1996. This is a little Ford Ute that they made back in the day. They made it 96 Ford Falcon Ute. Okay, so pretty interesting, but this thing can haul this is, they're talking about the Silverado 2,080 pounds with 4 cylinders. It goes up to 2260, that kind of thing. But look at this thing. This thing only weighs 3,300 pounds. It's a unibody, and they're saying this thing can haul 2,500 pounds. Gets even crazier than that when you look into some of these other ones. Like this is their panel van version of it from back in the 90s. This thing was capable of hauling 2,580 pounds in this little bitty dude right here. Pretty interesting, and there's others they show too. Like this one, this is actually called a Holden 1-tonner. Okay, look at that. And it was revamped into this before being gone. But interesting. And then even this little Mahindra, it's got 16 horsepower in this thing. 16 horsepower, yet it can carry 1,543 pounds. Pretty interesting. You think about that when we look at all these trucks on the road today. Article goes in to talk about suspension and why and things like that. We're not staying on here for long for you. Again, it's here if you want to read it. Type this in to author and then type in any of these keywords. You're there. This is what we're here for. The most naturally aspirated engine, V8 engine ever produced. There are 2 of them in this article right here. One of them is this one right here, made by Toyota. Pretty awesome. V8. Wait till you see horsepowers and stuff in this. This is a 2UZFE V8 bulletproof, reliable setup that they have in here. I'll show you the vehicles that it was in. It followed after the 1UZ UZFE engine, which actually was more horsepower driven, less torque. The 2UZFE ended up being more, ends up being more torque. But this is pretty awesome setup here. So it's 4.7 liter, been in a lot of vehicles. This tells you here too, power, they give you the specs here. The 2UZ, 275 horse, compared to 290 on a 1UZ, but 332 foot-pounds of torque. So you basically lost 15 pounds of horsepower, but you went up 32 pounds of torque with the 2UZ. Now, here it is. There's your specs on it. Let that sink in. This was a V8, okay? This was a V8 out there, and 4.7, but look at the horsepower, 275, 332. Yet I hear people say, oh, that I could never imagine a turbo 4-cylinder in a full-size truck, yet that turbo 4-cylinder is putting out, look at the horsepower and torque numbers that that's putting out compared to what this V8 was. Pretty interesting when you think about that kind of stuff sometimes. So they're saying several reported going over 300,000 miles, some going 800,000 miles. They do tell you that the issue in here, one thing that you got to watch out for, where was it? They're basically going to tell you that it is a timing belt. You got to replace the timing belt every 90,000 miles right here. The bulletproof 2UZ FE suffers from a very few recurring problems. Only one major thing that needs attention being a timing belt. They need to be switched out every 90,000 miles. With the price of failure being a new engine, you got to understand if a timing belt breaks, your valves are smashing into the pistons and everything's a mess. It's just that simple. So if you actually have not a timing chain, but you actually have a timing belt, you got to replace them about 100,000 miles. You do that on any vehicle that has one. It's just kind of a rule. Otherwise, like I said, like they said too, catastrophic engine failure. There's no way around it. But so what? Then they also mention here The Ford Coyote V8 is another strong V8 choice. This comes in second, and they say the same things. This thing's absolutely bulletproof, been around forever, doing fantastic. You can read it more if you want to. But here is the this article right here is which cars and years have the 2UZ FE. If you are looking to buy this reliable bulletproof vehicle or engine, it is going to be in the Lexus 470, 22 to 29 or 2002 to 2009. You can see them right here. And then you got the Land Cruiser all the way up to 2011. You got the 4Runner all the way to 2009, Tundra all the way up to 2009, and a Sequoia to 2009. So there it is for you right there. They give you some options if you want to do any modifications in there, anything like that. So there it is for you. They also talk in this article here, for some of you guys, they do talk about the fact that they are basically... you know, that these engines are naturally aspirated, and that's where the benefit comes from them, and things like that. They're not relying on boost. There's no extra stress to the engine. Again, the article's here if you want to read it. Excuse me. The fact that the engine is also naturally aspirated has helped to enhance durability, as the lack of any forced induction device means less stress going through the engine under load. Like the 2UZ FE, the Coyote V8 also has a cast iron block to ensure long-term strength, while the Coyote 10s did not suffer from any major flaws. Some Mustang owners reported they've suffered from excessive oil consumption. So, but there you go, two great motors right there, and a little bit of some interesting news for you, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.